Hey guys, welcome back to the Rockford Ordnance. Today we are revisiting our Marcolmar Spanish CETME and had a unique situation come up. Got a phone call the other night and it was from a good friend of mine, actually one of my son's good or maybe best friend that he not only went to college with, but they were roommates together, and they were also enlisted in the National Guard together. This gentleman, young man, was deployed to Afghanistan. Some of you that don't follow the channel might not know, but my son didn't deploy. He had been medically discharged prior to this and unfortunately passed away back in July. But this young man has just gotten back from Afghanistan not too long ago, and he called us up to see how we were doing, and we talked a little bit, and he said, hey, I bought my first firearm, which was great to hear. I mean, he's in the National Guard and all that, but you know, he grew up seeing the channel and what I do and all, and it's kind of a good feeling to know that my hobby and interest maybe rubbed off on him a little bit and hopefully influenced him in a good way. Anyhow, he told me that his first pistol was a Glock, the 43X or 45X, 43X. Having a brain fart right now, but not a big deal. You know which one I'm talking about. It has the 17 grip, but the barrel length is the 19. Really cool gun. It's the one that went up against the SIG in the competition to become the military pistol. Anyhow, he said, hey, I'd sure like to come up and go to the range with you and do a little shooting and have you give me some pointers and teach me how to really run this pistol. And I said, well, what do you mean? I mean, you know, after all, he got deployed, he was in a combat zone, all of that. He said, well, I've never shot a pistol before. And I said, what? He says, yeah, in you know, boot camp, we never shot any pistols. They never showed us anything, never shot one. So I was shocked to say the least, but I said, sure, come on up. So he came up the night before and we just reminisced, had a good time and a couple beers and fire. And the next day we got up to go to the range. And I let him take a pick of what else he wanted to shoot. And one of them was the Marcolmar CETME. And I was excited because although we've shown you this on the channel and I've been shooting it a little bit here and there, I really enjoy it, but haven't had a ton of time with it. And I had been wanting to do kind of a follow-up video, so hey, why not? So we took it with us along with a bunch of other stuff. He wanted to shoot the Scorpions and he wanted to shoot the IWI X95 Tavor, which also I was excited to, and we'll bring you videos on those. But really wanted to visit this because it's kind of a predecessor to a lot of stuff in the HK lineup, including the MP5. And we have an MP5 coming, so you guys will see that soon. I'm really excited for that. But besides all that, we took it to the range and I took the first shots with it, and I'll show you that right here. Take a look. Hey guys, Chris from the Rockford Ordnance. Today we brought out our Spanish CETME and we're out at the range with a good friend of ours, and he was actually my son's roommate and grew up with him, and brought him out to the range today. He just picked out a bunch of stuff he wanted to shoot, so we're out here having fun, and this was one of them. And you guys saw a few videos on this, but not just a lot of shooting. So we're just shooting some steel, having a good time. It's running really well. These guns are put together extremely well, and they're a little bit tight. It's loosening up, it's running really good, and check it out. It's a fun rifle to shoot, so smooth, and kind of a precursor to our MP5 we got coming. So here we go. So it ran fine. We were just shooting it with, you know, open sights and some of my reloads, and it ran great. We were ringing the steel right along, and it shoots pretty good groups. One thing I always marvel at when I shoot this is the recoil impulse. It just feels so nice. It's a fairly heavy gun, you know, it's all steel, the stamped receiver and all, and it's got a little heft to it for being, you know, a short rifle. But it just always feels so nice, and although it's got the retractable stock, it's comfortable, and I call it the chug. It just, you know, it just seems to chug somehow. But really nice, easy follow-up shots, mild recoil, comes back on target real nice and accurate, and just feels good in the hand. And it was hitting real well, so I turned it over to this young man, and we put a mag in it, and he had a few problems. It kept stovepiping and just doing some weird stuff, and we'll show you some of those shots here. Make sure you slam that mag up in there, give it a slam afterwards, and then let that thing fly. Mikey's gonna try this out. Mikey just got back from Afghanistan not long ago. Oh, what happened? You gotta clear it. There you go. Had like a stovepipe there, guys. Huh. Might not like that mag. Let's try a different mag. So after a couple stovepipes and misfeeds and God knows what else, I thought, well, maybe it's the mag. And we switched out mags. Now, the mags that come with this are standard capacity AR-15 mags, and they're Duramags. That's what Marcolmar recommends. They're these ones with the orange followers. We've got the two that came with it, or one that came with it, I don't remember. But I got some other ones that are same mag, same everything, except what they give you from Marcolmar are aluminum, and I found some stainless steel ones on sale. And just so you guys know, if you have one of these, they work just fine. Another interesting fact with some of the reloading I've been doing, I've wanted to load some 5.56 223 a little bit longer on the overall cartridge length department. So I've been measuring mags, and turns out these can have the capacity to hold just a slightly longer round if that's something you're looking for. Longer than a PMag or anything else I have in the AR-15 mag department. So just a little bit of knowledge there for you. Anyhow, we switched mags, didn't really make a difference. I'll show you here. We've had a few issues with this gun doing stuff like that. Not picking up rounds, things like that. But, well, it ain't the mag, huh? Yeah, look, hold on. It's stovepiped right in there, guys. And that might be the ammo too. These are reloads, so who knows? We'll try some other ammo after we run this shit out of it. Stovepipe again? Yeah, it's not extracting it. I wonder if the extractor broke on it.
Mag doesn't have to.
And we continued shooting. I had some other loads. We put those in. It ran fine. One thing we found is that it definitely likes a full power load, like an M193, something along those lines, and the gun will run just fine. You might have seen after I shot it the first time, the rest of them, where a young man was shooting them, you might have seen a sticker here, and these have a tendency to chip the Cerakote, so I usually put one of those little stick-on squares of Velcro there, the fuzzy side to pad it and keep the finish nice. And the only problem with those is you have to take them off, because when you retract this stock, it'll hit it and it doesn't want to close fully. We're going to come up with something else, either some clear tape or whatever, but I had forgotten when I shot it, and although it's not really doing anything, you can see it getting a little thinner there, and I just assume keep it nice. I mean, we do shoot it, but it's a pretty rare gun. Marcolmar only did, I forget the exact number, but a few hundred, much less than the fixed stock rifle. And that's what kind of attracted it to me, or attracted me to it. We've shot it enough where we've cleaned it a couple times. Surprisingly, it was pretty clean. Didn't require a whole bunch of work or anything, and it comes down easy with the pins and all. If you want to see a little more on that, you can check out our first videos. But with this stock and all, it's very comfortable. It does measure out to 16 inches, but this gun was initially built, the barrel did end right about here. What you see here, the flash hider and this section of barrel, were added for legal reasons, so it wouldn't be an SBR. It's welded and pinned, but the cool thing that Marcolmar did was they included the original flash hider, and although it's pinned and welded here, you could have this removed by a gunsmith, and then the threads would still be there, and you could screw on the original flash hider, and as long as you filed your paperwork and all, have an SBR. While it would be cool to have it in its original form and an SBR, it'd be nice and short with this folded and everything. If I were going to do that, there's other things ahead of it on the list, and it shoots so well as is, I figured why mess with it. My understanding is that you can get this from Marcolmar without the pick rail here. At the time, this was kind of an impulse thing, and I didn't know much about them, and I don't know, I'm torn. What do you guys think? In one way, I'd like it without the pick rail, so it would be 100% pretty much correct. But this does allow us to put an optic on it. I do like these peep sights. You can flip it here and go between 200 and 400. And the sights work great. You pick them up quick, and it's pretty darn accurate. I really like it. But I'm kind of torn as to whether I would have wanted it with or without this. It's not obtrusive. It's painted with the rifle. It's welded. There's 2 beads of weld on each side here. It's done really nice, and it fits. It doesn't look like it's something added on really. So I'm okay with it, and it gives you the ability to run an optic if you so chose. But I don't know. I'm a little bit torn there, but it's just such a nice rifle. Marcolmar did a great job. The fit and finish is excellent. They did, all the furniture that came on these is repops. They had them made, I assume because some of the originals were showing a little wear, and they wanted these things to look like brand new, which they do. A lot of guys are buying some of the originals because there's some out there that are in good shape, but I don't see a reason really. There's a prototype forend available too. Marcolmar had some, and they were selling them. They may still have some. If you have one and wanted one, go over there and check them out. But I just like it like it is. It's cool. At the time, I didn't know much about these, and now it's kind of a predecessor to like the MP5. The engineers that worked on this in Spain eventually became the HK engineers, and so there's a lot of heritage and things in common. So it's going to be cool to get that MP5 and go through it and kind of see what the similarities are and aren't. But it's shot just really well. We've had some, originally the mag well was super tight. There was it was dented in a hair, but I got it opened up and you can't see any marks where it was dented or anything, and the mags are going in easier. I would recommend that if those mags don't want to go in all that easy, that you loosen up the mag release screw here. Not much, maybe a half a turn. If you go too far, it will start to drop the mag on recoil. So you got to find a happy medium. Or if it's too tight, you may not lock it in, and then the bolt goes over the top and doesn't strip around. So if you're having problems, you may want to look at that and just give it a little tweak one way or the other till you find where it's happy. Ours seems to run pretty darn good right now. That was really my only complaint about it, that this mag well was so tight. Some mags, other mags like P mags, don't work in it because of some of the molding on the mold doesn't go up in here. But we found a couple others that do. Some polymer mags. I believe it was either the UTG maybe or Mission First Tactical. One of their styles of mags fit. Can't remember which one off the top of my head, but yeah, nice. Everything about it. Safety is still a little stiff, but it's getting there. It's working in. The short rifle, you can't put a bayonet on it like you can the fixed stock, so that's not really a drawback, but it's always neat to have some of the original accoutrements, the accessories that go with it. And I'm not quite sure if they used the regular sling for these or not. You've got a sling point here and then a sling ring here. It seems like they probably would have had a different setup, but maybe they used the regular one. I've got to do a little more research and find out, because I do want to get a sling for it. They came with a really nice case with custom embroidery and everything, and just a really nice rifle. They also came in black, but the original color that the Spanish rifles were in were green. It is a surplus rifle that was actually used in combat. It was used over in Iraq, and you know, interesting. There's stories about the Spanish trying to get their hands on US GI mags because they knew they ran better than the standard mags. You can get some of the original CETME mags, but word is that why bother? They don't run well. And also the Spanish ammo was really crappy, and so they like to get their hands on ours, although the brass and the leadership frowned upon that. So I guess they tried, but I don't know how successful they were. I don't know if I brought it up before too. Make sure when you're operating this that when you cock one in, you really let it fly, because if you ride it back in the least bit, that bolt doesn't go fully into battery. And listen, did you see how that bolt went forward? You don't get the full hit and the gun's not in battery. Make sure it goes all the way forward, and if you think it's not, you can grab here and just give it a little push. I'll show you. And it clicks in. There you go. There's also a hole here that you can put a bullet tip in and push it forward, but we've noticed that. But other than that, yeah, the one thing I do miss, I wish that this channel was round, because then you could cock it up like the MP5 and do the slap and all. This you can't, but it's non-reciprocating, and it's got a pretty nice handle here that folds back and is comfortable and big enough to really let you get a hold of it. The bolt hold open or hold back is a little fumbly, let's say. You want to cock it back. Let's say you're holding it here, you got to rest it somewhere or get your hand here and push this button in here. and that holds it back. So it's just not all that ergonomic. You know, if you're pulling it back, you're holding the handle, and because you're holding the handle, you can maybe get up here and push it, but it's definitely not the easiest thing. You can also release the bolt by pushing the button here, or just cocking it back and letting it go. Now you see it didn't go in because I wrote it. Let's see. Maybe it did that time. No, I doubt it. There we go. You really got to push on it. Anyhow, other than those few little quirks, if you run it correctly per the manual of arms, no problems. It's been a ton of fun. It's been accurate. With the right ammo, it's been reliable. It's just a little bit of a learning curve to it, maybe. I don't know. And it seems to be getting better as it breaks in. So we're just going to shoot it some more. I haven't done a deep clean on it yet, so we'll probably do that and keep shooting it, and we will certainly bring you some more videos. So the young man that wanted to shoot this enjoyed it. He really enjoyed our Ruger, the little carbine pistol, the PC Charger, and and we're going to bring you a video on that because I basically gave that pistol no attention when I got it, and it's been a ton of fun. He actually liked it better than our Scorpions, so we'll bring you a video on that and some of the shooting. And we've been doing a lot of shooting with that, and a lot of longer distance too, 100 and 100 plus, and well, you'll see when the video comes out. Check it out, it's worth a watch. And we also took out the X95 Tavor, which I've been having a lot of fun with, so you'll see another video on that. So just a quick one here, thought you'd like it. It's such a cool weapon, it's just neat, and I'm glad we got our hands on it because it's just so darn cool. Need a sling and we'll be all set. Hope you like it as much as we do. If you have one, please comment. There's not a ton of them out there, so when I hear from guys that have one, it's always interesting to compare notes, so we'd love to hear it. Either way, like, subscribe, get some comments down there, and share the video, guys, with your friends. Hey, we passed 6,000 subscribers. That's awesome. It took a while to get there. It seemed like we got to 5 quick and it slowed down, so now it's onwards and upwards to 10,000. We want to hit 10,000, and I know we can do it fast with your help. So please share it to Facebook, wherever you can. Tell your friends, do whatever you do to get it out there. We always appreciate the help. Check out our live streams on Tuesday nights, Coffee and Kalashnikovs, right here on Rockford Ordnance Channel, 8 p.m. Central. We go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, and it's kind of taken on its own thing. We used to have topics, and we still do. We start out with a couple topics, but really we go back to the chat, which is so much fun for the guys that are in there, and we kind of answer your questions and roll with your comments and talk about what you guys are talking about. So it's kind of unique as far as a live stream goes, and it's a ton of fun. The chat is the best part, and you guys make up the chat, and you guys are the best part. We've had some giveaways, and we're going to have more. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have a t-shirt giveaway coming up here pretty soon, some Rockford Ordnance t-shirts and swag. So come on over and check it out. And like I always tell you guys, get out there, support the Second Amendment. Speak your mind when others are speaking against the Second Amendment. Make sure you speak up. They do, you have to as well. take somebody new out shooting, introduce them to the sport like I did with this young man, and get out there and have a ton of fun. But until next time, thanks for everything, guys, and as always, Rockford Ordnance out.